What's up? It is Saturday, March 7th, 2026. Also got right here Steel Reserve 211, Steel Reserve 211, the Steel Reserve and the silver can with the red 211, which was actually a medieval symbol for steel. And the fact that it said 6% alcohol by volume at high gravity by a brewing company of steel, which actually, looking at the cans and such, it has a lot to do with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, implying that it's a company owned by Miller Brewing Company. You know, there's a lot of brewing companies that are probably owned by Miller or the Coors Brewing Company and such. There's probably a lot of companies like that. Same with Anheuser-Busch, Miller, Coors, maybe even some companies owned by Pabst. Anyway, I got my orange shirt on. I got my black leggings. I don't want to show too much, but I got black leggings on. I got two pairs of leggings. Got a pair of black ones. Got a pair of heather gray ones. Also, my skirt came today. Got a new purple maxi skirt. Got a plus size because I'm a big guy. Look here, really big right here, everywhere. And, medium frame with a large build. Medium frame, medium build, large composition. Is what I am, but still got my mohawk. I was doing touch up with my Barbasol clippers. Also as of late, did buy a couple new Echo jeans. I got one pair coming in on Monday, but I got a lot of phone calls I got to make on Monday. A lot of them for a lot of personal errands. Kind of going on an endless road for nowhere. Or just like the Ozman going on an endless road for rock and roll. Same thing with the Killmaster. The Ozman and the Killmaster, Lemmy Kilmister and Ozzy Osbourne, are both on an endless road for rock and roll. I don't mind your eyes. That's my fire, Hellraiser, bright in the streets. Put a spell on you, Hellraiser. You know, I probably should have listened to Hellraiser, and I was actually singing Hellraiser. There's a lot of debate whether it was a Motorhead song, whether it was an Ozzy song, but there was a deal that Ozzy, before his death in July 2025, back in 2024 or so, or all in the months of 2025, somewhere around that time frame prior to July 2025, he did a deal with some posthumous deals of Lemmy Kilmister. He had a posthumous Lemmy Kilmister deal, so he had a posthumous Lemmy deal, and he did that song Hellraiser. That was pretty cool, and he had the music video of the van called the Mr. Crowley Mobile. Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Your lifestyle to me seems so tragic. For the thrill of it all, won't you ride my white horse? You fooled all the people with magic. Yeah, you waited on Satan's call, Mr. Crowley. You know, and there was even the time I gotta listen to that tune again, but the whole Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Oh, Mr. Crowley, did you talk to the dead? Your lifestyle to me seems so tragic. You fooled all the people with magic. Yeah, you waited on Satan's call. Oh, Mr. Crowley, in Nocturnal Report. Was it politically set? I wanna know what you meant, yeah. And then that whole guitar solo, that was a good song. There was even times when I was talking about singing in karaoke, I didn't just say it, I sang, Mr. Crowley. I gotta, I've been, I don't want to wish away what I waited for and what all I looked forward to of March. And what I'll be, looking forward to throughout March, all into August, To me, a lot of March through August is a lot of the normalcy. I mean, September is normal. I think October's about the last normalcy, and then November started to have a wrench in the system, and then December, oh my gosh. that is where my greatest mania came. And also at the same time, when I lost my uncle back in September 2025, I started losing my normalcy. I would have liked it had it been in November or December, because I would have had something greater to fight. I would have probably fought it easier. My grief of losing my uncle. I just, that's what a lot of things would have been. But anyway, there's a lot of deals. Anyway, I just got my orange shirt on with my leggings. I was wearing my new Echo jeans. I had babysit my dogs today. I'm finally home sweet home after kind of trying to watch a movie. I had to fish my phone out of a crack, and I found out my old chair. I forgot all about that chair. I had a thing that had Velcro on it. I had to pull it and fish it out of the crack it was stuck in. Oh man, glad I have it now. But I got charged up, plenty of battery power. Also, I've been testing out my new Ulanzi bipod. I don't have the strongest feelings. I don't know about for it, but I think they might be a little stronger than my Ubi size ones. But I do like my Ulanzi. I do like the fuchsia patina on it, and I do like the mount for it and all. And I like the fact that it has a thing on the side to loosen it up, tighten it up. And it has a cutout to where I could, for certain streaming, if I start to go back on Kick live streams again, some of them, especially if I'm going to start getting back into some deals, if I decide to do some live streams there, especially if I'm going to live stream some Fallout. Really would love to do the Fallout games, because I had a couple friends on Kick that were really big Fallout fans. Oh my gosh, they love Fallout. I was even wanting to make some post-apocalyptic fiction that was right on par to Fallout, about a vault dweller. About a vault dweller trying to find his lost father. And it was mostly my attempts at spiritual success and trying to spiritually succeed Fallout and that sort of thing. But even if it was the same things as Fallout, but even if I was trying to have some kind of competition or rivalry with Fallout, it just, so many games like Mercenaries tried to rival Grand Theft Auto, where they put all kinds of private military contractors, executive operations of private military contractors, and those who had a loyalty to money, and just wanted to shoot guns, throw grenades, fly hijacked aircrafts, drive stolen vehicles, and just use U.S. dollars in foreign countries for the sake of military actions, and all else, and then going after big bounty with $100 million on his head taken alive and all that. That's what I remember a lot of Mercenaries, but in the original Mercenaries game, Playground Destruction, and the Mercenaries 2, World in Flames, that was one of the best games. I mean, I wish Pandemic Studios was still around. When your walls come tumbling down, I'll always be around. A lot of people try to mess with me. Made a couple dollar bills. You get what you put in, and people get what they deserve. No, I ain't seen mine. No, I ain't seen mine. I keep my chin up and my head held high. Keep moving on. Moving on. Only God knows why. And that's there you go. Only God knows why by Kid Rock, even though, yeah, looking past it, I don't like a lot of his politics and such, but he's got some good music. I just wish he would renounce some of his politics and his political views and his political beliefs. I wish he would renounce some of them. I renounced a lot of my old conservative politics and my old conservative beliefs, and I've called them a lot of shallow thinkers. And sometimes I like to think of shallow thinkers, are you a Republican or are you just a shallow thinker, regardless of whether or not you're a Republican? And then I talked about low-income programs for spaying and neutering cats, and then I got called a Democrat over it. So I'm not a Democrat, and then got on a political soapbox explaining Democrats throughout history, especially Harry S. Truman, a lot of that. A lot of those guys, like Harry S. Truman and such. But at the same time, I feel like I might have to possibly wear a pair of Laytons up underneath my new skirt. But it's a purple maxi skirt. It's plus sized because I got a very large build and I've gained some weight. But I remember my old one of my Corona Familiar quartz. I gained some weight and I grew a belly out of it, and then I tried to fight a lot of it and slim it down, and then I started going off the deep end and then I grew a belly. I got a scale back in February, a scale I can go up to 550 pounds, and I'm starting to weigh in 250 to 252 pounds. I've been happy with it. Even if I get a lot of weight loss lectures about doctor's offices and such, what if I'm fine as is and still in a reasonably good standing and have a good blood pressure reading, despite the fact I could put myself at greater risk of high blood pressure and low heart rate, high blood pressure, low heart rate, and other things of that nature. What if I still have a good one? I appreciate the temporary state of transient science, but for being overweight, still want to keep going. I get Energizer Bunny. I've been disposed and predisposed towards a lot of my higher weight and higher numbers on a scale and all that. I also want to use it for an office character. I want to do a lot of stage plays and improv comedy where I play an overweight office worker who has put up with a lazy coworker. And I explained at once when my neighbors had a big, friendship reunion at the town pizzeria. They were going to go to Mexico, but they canceled their trip. They hung out with me. Whew. Excuse me. They hung out with me. It was a lot of fun and did some karaoke. It was a lot of great times. Good times. These are good times. Celebrate good times. Good times. Trying to think of that Good Times song, but there was another Good Times song. Great times, fun times, whatever it was. But there's that celebrate good times, come on. And there used to be flash games of different things of George Bush dancing as a naked cowboy wearing a bandolier and holsters belt with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots and wearing nothing but that and a pair of underwears. Or I think he was naked. I don't remember what it was. And there was things with Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden on jetpacks, and them trying to shoot you with guns when you try to fight back with them in a big gunfight, them flying on jetpacks and such. About the whole partnership of Saddam and Osama bin Laden. A lot of that from the Iraq War and all that. There used to be a lot of that, and I think it was mostly being made to make fun of George Bush's presidency, the same way the Rio Grande Blood, Houses of the Mole, and Last Sucker trilogy of Ministry albums were infamously known as the George Bush trilogy and criticized then President George Bush. And there's even been times I made fun of the Bush shoeing incident when he got shoes thrown at him. An Iraqi journalist, he back in December of 2008, he just went, whatever, and he was like, yes, he threw a shoe, and I think he threw a shoe at me. I mean, he ducked them shoes. It was funny stuff. I liked it. I laugh at it today. I was only 10 years old when that happened. I'm 27 now. I'm going to be 28 in May. Probably should have done some previous birthday videos, especially on my 23rd birthday, because nobody likes you when you're 23. I took her out. It was a Friday night. I wore cologne to get the feeling right. We started making out. Then she took off my pants. And that's about the time I turned on the TV. Nobody likes you when you're 23. I'm still more amused by TV shows. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Later on, from the drive home, I called her mom from a payphone. Said I was the cops and your husband's in jail. The state looks down on a crime. And that's about the time she hung up on me. Nobody likes you when you're 23. I'm still more amused by prank phone calls. What the hell is call ID? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? 23, you still act like you're in freshman year. No one should take themselves so seriously. You need to fall in line. You know, I would have to practice that one more. I got that one pretty good. What's My Age Again by Blink-182. Even though I never want to act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? And the fact that he was actually about 26, maybe even 27, but I do remember he was about 26 or 27 when he wrote that song. Yet he quoted 23 in that song. I can't remember if it was Mark or Tom. I knew it was, I think it was Tom. I knew it was Mark, Tom, and Travis, but one of them left in 2015 and he didn't come back till around 2022 or 2023, and he reunited the classic Mark, Tom, and Travis trio. I knew it was Mark, Tom, and Scott, the Scott Raynor era. I only knew Here's the Growing Up. I don't remember that song from the Scott Raynor era, but Travis, the Travis Barker era, the Mark, Tom, and Travis era, that one, oh, especially the whole, do you like my stupid hair? Is it wrong? I think it's lame to dance. Let's go. Let's make this last forever. Forever. Ever and ever. Please don't hint that you're capable of lies. 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 Even the whole thing with the Volkswagen bus and that bumper sticker that said ass, gas, or grass, stolen rides for free bumper sticker, also gonna go California. And there's even been times I've made fun of that joke, especially the boomer is in jail for undisclosed reasons. That has always been my favorite joke. That boomer is in jail for undisclosed reasons joke. That has always been my favorite joke, believe it or not. That is my favorite one. Well, like that, Travis now drives go-karts full time, Spalding still lives in his van, and Boomer is in jail for undisclosed reasons. He was like this, and he was wearing a pair of swim shorts. He walked out of a pool with a beer bottle in his hand, and there was a whole music video that they played around at a water park in Canada. It was pretty cool. I don't know about water parks in Canada. Canada's pretty cold in the winter, but I guess they got a good summer for water parks. But there's pretty good ones here and there. Yeah, there's plenty of good ones. I guess, but and I was even thinking there was you're upset in the room, so I really can't eat. There's another lyric of that. Please don't hint that you're capable of lies. I love First Date. That was a good one. First Date's a good one. Blink-182. I love Blink-182. There was even that she's at her head. Black skirt, black shirt, and Bauhaus stuck in her head. From that California album. I gotta listen to that album again. It's been so long since I listened to that one. That was the thing back when I was in high school. I'd listen to that album. I didn't really listen to the album, but I did listen to a couple songs off the album, but that She's Out of Her Mind. And the fact that it recreated the What's My Age Again music video, three women as them streaking. And there was even a naked performance that Blink-182 did. They did a naked performance when they performed that song, and then the streaking in the music video. Oh man, those were great times. I didn't really know those things, but I mean, it would have been cool had I known those things back on the TV before everything. Well, I mean, the internet was a thing, but YouTube and all else didn't exist back then. I mean, you just had to try to catch it on the TV. You had to catch it on the DVR. You were having to, try to buy DVD box sets and all else. I mean, you had to, that was back in the days and such that some people, from some of the 2000s. I was a 2000s kid. I mean, I was born in 1998, and I was only 2 years old in Y2K in year 2000 and all that. I wasn't 10 years old until about 2008, but some of the turn of the century, I was in the ages of about 5 to 9 years old. I was 12 in 2010. In the year 2010, I was 12 at that time. I was 12 years old at the time, and then in 2020, I was 22, and then in 2020, I was actually at 22 when that in that turn. 22. I was in 21 until 2019. But lately, I've been wishing to go bar hopping again in sometime in October this year at Bricktown. Oh man, I look at whatever weekly to monthly karaoke deals there are in Bricktown, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, I mean, is the capital city and largest city in all Oklahoma. I mean, it's not too big, it's not too small, it's perfect. It's got everything of in between a small town and a big city, as in it's not too small of a small town. It's not too big of a big city. It's perfectly fine. It's every hybrid of a big town and a small city. You know, it's all of that, and then you got the brick town with all the entertainment. You got the metropolitan area and the greater area. You got the greater city area. Greater city area being the metro. I mean, that's what Oklahoma City is, and Oklahoma City has to offer. I mean, that's what happens. And I've even been to Tulsa. You know, I even saw Black Sabbath back in 2016. Oh, that was a lot of fun seeing Ozzy before he died. And hearing everything like Snowblind, Into the Void, Children of the Grave, After Forever, Fairies Wear Boots. Just about every Ozzy era. I wish he had sang Psycho Man in part of it, but man, everything from Fairies Wear Boots, Snowblind, Children of the Grave, After Forever, Electric Funeral, War Pigs. Also, a friend of mine, she said she once sang it in karaoke. It was not a very wise choice, and that big Luke's Wall solo, and that Luke's Wall solo, that which I always liked that one. I would always listen to that one. I still listen to it. There's even been times I always imagine I was crowd surfing. I probably wouldn't right now with all this. I don't know if anybody wants to haul around a 250-pound fat guy with a mohawk. I don't know if anybody would, and I don't know if I could put my knees up. How much of my knees up to my belly right here or my chest, how much I could put up to dismount on a crowd surf. I know I wouldn't stage dive or anything, but I definitely, if anybody's strong enough and willing, and if I'm willing to have my love handles and kind of all my fat right here get touched, I definitely want to crowd surf, even if I was starting to get any bigger, like 270 or whatever. I'm already 250, 252. I like crowd surf. I know I wouldn't stage dive because I'd be like just a big fat bomb or something like that. I don't know what kind of explosive. I'd probably be too much of an attacker and a distant aggressor if I stage dive or anything like that. You know, stage dive sounds cool. Even if I was a big time rock star, even if I was rocking a chain around my neck playing guitar, and I put my guitar in a guitar stand and took my chain off to stage dive, because Jimmy, I saw it in his GQ and he was like, take the chain off before you stage dive. I'm like, my rock star lifestyle, my chains aren't gonna make it. My rock star lifestyle is abuse to my jewelry. I mean, yeah, I told him, yeah, you gotta be respectful of your bling, brother. I like the bling, brother, but sometimes you gotta try to draw a line between your rock star lifestyle and your bling, man. That's what I would tell him. You gotta draw that line between the rock star lifestyle and the bling, and I did the same. I've done the same thing. I've had to pay the toll for my Netflix every 10th of the month. Just last February 28th, I paid my rent so I could cover February and cover this month, even if I was to go on a trip out of town, even if I was going to do a 1 to 3 nights, a stay of 1 to 3 nights at a hotel in Oklahoma City, whatever. If I was going to do a thing like that. If I was going to do some kind of 1 to 3 night stay at a hotel in Oklahoma City, whatever. Oh man, talk about a vacation to go to Oklahoma City, to go to Bricktown and all that. even if which could imply not living a full month, but still, I mean, even if you don't, any kind of rent, house payment, whatever, it is a good idea to have some kind of payment to pay the rent or mortgage if you own it, whatever. But rent if you're a tenant and you have to pay a monthly due from month to month, pay it on the last day of the month, the 30th, or in some cases the first of the month, whichever sounds good. But typically, sometimes first of the month sounds cool because that's just, it's like the first day of the month you make the first payment and then it covers the whole month. But to cover it, but paying on the last day of the month in advance before the first of the month is what I've done in paying rent, and using my financial gift that I get from my Social Security from my father's passing to pay for this place, next to paying my internet, my rent, paying toll on Netflix every 10th of the month, and I had a couple deductions for February. I was still able to. I was surprised I was even able to buy out my scale and everything that I did. But I was wanting to do some, and I hope I don't have too much excessive expenditures if I decide to do any kinds of October and November clothes shopping like I did when I bought my Von Dutch jeans, my 2 pair of Rustler jeans, my 1 pair of Lee jeans, all my Echo Unlimited jeans, my South Pole jeans, my Von Dutch jeans, all my jeans Von Dutch, Echo Unlimited, South Pole, Levi's, which I got. And I have Liam 565s, 569, and 578. Those are my 3 favorite Levi's, my Levi jeans. I did get a new pair of white pants. I think they're better. They kind of got wide legs. They're sort of like Janko's, but my new white pants. Would love to get another pair of white pants. I would prefer to get some kind of painter pants from Sherwin-Williams to buy up the paint. If I could, put up a sheet of something painted up in the gecko green, whatever, to make this room look like it was painted up gecko green. Unless if I could get a good permission, consent, approval from my landlord, whatever, to paint all this in gecko green. But I think it's best left as is, even if things are mildly destructive in my floor and the rubber on my door. But do need to consider paying a couple more dues to use a broom and dustpan on the leaves at the stairwalk to my storm drain in my area, so I don't have the water seep under my door and mess up my floor. I gotta do what I gotta do. It's just like saying a man's gotta do what he's gotta do, or a woman's gotta do what she's gotta do. That's kind of thing. I mean, I even say the same thing to my man, the beard. It doesn't matter if beard or not. Even to my beard man of the bearded karaoke, I'll call him. He's got to do what he's got to do at times. Can't just be a big beard and karaoke all the time. He's got to do a little around his place and a little around his part. But I do appreciate what he does. He's even saying Sweating Bullets. I don't know who sings Sweating Bullets better, me or him, but I did want to make on my jockey a sing-off. Me versus another contestant who sings their regular song the best. I do think even have these black leggings on, but if I was wearing a pair of black sweatpants instead of these leggings, but low-waisted sweatpants right here with spat sandals, and I had big gloves on, big brown gloves with the Akatsuki robes, which are from Naruto, and I had the orange mask on, like, I declare the 4th Ninja World War, the 4th War of the Shinobi World, to all villages beyond the 5 great nations, as I am a former of Konoha, a former of the Leaf Village. As a team I formed within Amegakure, the Hidden Rain Village, even though it's a war-torn place and a war-torn country and a war-torn nation, I declare all wars against them all in the creed of Shinobi, even if united forces of Shinobi dare test me. And he was saying that, and that is from the 4th Shinobi World War arc, particularly in Naruto Shippuden, if you ever watched that one. I've skimmed over a lot of Shippuden. I never watched a full Shippuden episode, but I've skimmed over it plenty. I love the original Naruto. I love watching part 1. I never really watched a lot of the part two, but I love watching all 220 episodes. What was actually a 4 to 6 seasons is dragged out in about 8 or 9 seasons on Netflix, and I've watched it again and again, time after time. Lost in place, time after time. Which I was trying to sing "Time After Time" by Cyndi Lauper, but that was a good one. There's even some songs like "Down Under" by Men at Work, and I really wanted to sing "Way Down We Go" by Kaleo, which is an Icelandic rock band that does that really cool "Way Down We Go" song. I really wanted to sing that a lot in January, but I did start to sing more beautiful songs, a lot of slow ones, a lot of Men at Work, The Cars, Billy Joel. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right. La la dee dee da, la la dee dee da. Piano man. When it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, a man's making love to his tonic and gin. I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. And there you go, I sing Piano Man. Oh man, I would sing Piano Man. There's even times I said I dedicated it to everyone I knew to be a notable and major regular, all within my Wednesday night karaoke crew. Everyone I knew within my crew. Everyone I knew, I was happy as a possum and a blossom singing it all. I could, for as much as I do it in karaoke, I could just do it so easy in a cappella, provided I got a lyric sheet on a good easel, and if I use any clips, lyric sheets and lyric booklets on an easel. Even if I was to play guitar and sing, as long as I got a good lyric sheet and I got different things lighted and highlighted with a highlighter and underlined with a pencil, highlighted with a highlighter, underlined with pen or pencil, whatever. I mean, all my big stationery. Although I did, I think it was for Christmas 2024, I got this pin with these green beads, this white bead, and look really closely, it's a green pin with a purple skull on it, which I think is really cool. I call it my purple skull pin of justice. My cousin got this for me for Christmas 2024. I don't know why the green pin. I think it would have been cool had it been a purple pin with purple beads, but I do like the color green, even though I guess the purple skull, because she knew I like skull stuff, and purple is my favorite color, even though I'm wearing an orange shirt. I do have one purple shirt. I've been meaning to wear that one, but just haven't really got around to it. But if I decide to do a video showing off the skirt and wearing the skirt on video or anything like that, oh, it's a purple skirt. I won't deny it. I won't lie about it. I got no reason to lie about it being purple. It is a purple skirt. And I did look into a lot of things, and a woman who I'm starting to kind of rekindle with, she forgot that purple was a royalty color, and I even told Chat Android about how purple was so expensive to get one single vial that measured in 1 ounce, to have 1 pound of purple dye into a 1 ounce vial required, you had to pay it up in 3 pounds of gold, and 3 pounds of gold was the cash for the flash. And you had to buy a pound of purple dye with 3 pounds of gold. And that is quite literally how purple dye was worth its weight in gold. It being so much a literal weight in its gold, being so much of a literal weight in gold, costing 3 pounds of gold to buy it, and the fact that nobody else could buy it, even the richest people, even if they could have bought it for the 3 pounds of gold, they still wouldn't. Because they knew those 3 pounds of gold, they'd probably go broke within 1 month of doing it. That's why, I guess. And the fact that there was a thing about mucous membranes of snails, they had to be smashed in a vise. And there was a Phoenician Sea in the country of Lebanon, and a lot of the Mediterranean Sea, the Lebanese seas of Lebanon, and the Phoenician city of Phoenicia and Tyre and all that, and everything like it all in other civilizations like Rome. There was even an aristocrat civilizations of Japan, there's a bogloss plant that is actually a blue plant, and it's really popular because of bees and its blue color and its blue flowers. And it's called the bogloss, and the bogloss plant had a purple dye from it, and it got called the Murray Sakabara. And Murray Sakabara means things like purple and violet in Japanese, and part of why Murray Sakabara from Kuroga Basketball had the purple hair like he does. If anybody's ever watched Kuroga's Basketball, I have watched it and rewatched it. It is my favorite basketball anime. Any animes that detail basketball, yeah, I've watched Slam Dunk, yeah, whatever. Slam Dunk, that was just 101 episodes of Japanese subtitles without a single deal of, well, I mean, there is an English dub, but I watched all 101 episodes on Netflix, no English dub, watched through it all, powered through it all, and watched episodes 76 and beyond of Hajime no Ippo in Japanese subtitles after the first 75 episodes were all in English, but then had to watch them all in Japanese. Watched the Japanese version of Sailor Moon on Amazon Prime. Watched the So Bad It's Good English dub of Ghost Stories. I would look at the original Japanese version to see if it was any better than the infamous English dub. But yeah, the English dub of Ghost Stories, that one. Oh wow, this has gone on 36 minutes. Probably more talking. Less talking, more drinking. Yeah, I would look into that one. Also, I've been feeling like the weather's been warming up, and I'm starting to sleep in my twin day bed beside me again. Starting to sleep in it again. Would consider buying up some new boards. Even buying a whole cache of boards where there's no space in between the boards. The boards are like this, without spacing or spacing in between them. They don't even pop out, and they go in there a little long, really snug, really tight in there without even popping out whatsoever. Oh, I love those kinds of boards. And then have one stack of boards, and then have a set of boards with things about like this tall, like the sole of a Stan Smith shoe. And I know Samuel L. Jackson, he's ever so quick to point out what's a Stan and what's not a Stan because of he never owned a single pair of Nike shoes, but I got 3 pairs of Nikes. I got a pair of Nike Viatech Nike Dunk low tops, which are my number one favorite Nikes, the Nike Dunk low tops, the Viatech colorway. Oh my gosh. Bought those off of eBay, got them for $123. Couldn't beat it. Brand spanking new, aside from being worn one time. Brand new, with a box, and box with a lid, mind you. Everything I could ever want. New, with the box and the description saying the seller was selling it all on eBay. He wore it one time around his house, realized he needed to get a different size. I can wear a size 11 as a can of 10.5. Preferably a 10.5 for a majority of shoes, especially a lot of high tops in recent times I've came to learn. But we'll size up to 11s and low tops. But and then if I can't, if there's only a 10 or 11 with no 10.5, and there's only 11s as the shoe in my size when 11 is the only thing, that's when I buy an 11. That's my shoe size. So there's that when it comes to shoes. I don't know, especially if I'm going to get any feminine shoes. If I could even though I wanted to get the pair of the Guess shoes, they're like, guess again, guess again. They're just Guess. Look at the question mark with the triangle. And then Guess shoes, which I don't know if I'm really that audacious, but I did, I've collected 3 pairs of Nikes, a good pair of Adidas. A couple of them, my mom bought one pair for me. I didn't have the time, money for it then, and I put a good wear and tear in them, but I don't wear them once in a while now for nostalgia. I did buy a new pair for myself. Had a shipment off the Adidas website via FedEx. Those ones, my old size 11s. New ones, black 10.5 of my Adidas Superstars. Those. And then I bought my Adidas Hoops 3.0 high tops, even though they get called mid tops, but I still say a high top. Either way, low top, high top. I don't know what the whole mid top thing is. I think it's probably just the downsized high top. It's like the high top, but it's made a fraction of it. but I still like to call it the high top. I was wanting to get a pair of Converse Weapon low tops because I got the Converse Weapon high tops. I got Converse Weapon high tops in blue and white. Looking back, then again, I should have bought them 10.5, like I did my Adidas high top Hoops 3.0 high tops. I should have bought them 10.5, but I bought them 11. Same thing with my Saucony Spot Built Sonic high tops. They were the old ones that were new with the box that were 10.5 or 11, but really should have bought a 10.5, but went with 11 because some superstition. But recent times, my Sauconys, my Reebok Classic Question, those ones I bought, those ones with the yellow toes, you know, they were the number 3 Allen Iversons. I need a cobbler to replace the plastic things on them. Same thing with the snake skin on the. Oh man, 40 minutes. Still let this go out. 41 minutes. I like to nerd out on a lot of shoes and shoe brands. There's even been some people say they're from Pennsylvania. I asked them if they ever seen the Saucony Creek because of the Saucony shoes, and I got a good collection of them. Really love to get a pair of Saucony Hornets. I got the Jazz, the Shadow 6000, Shadow 5000, Shadow Original, Jazz 81, Jazz Original. Got Spot Built Sonic high tops. Got the Crosspacker Hang Time high tops. The most recent ones were the Jazz Originals in the silver and black colorway. Those were my most recent ones. Oh man, 41 minutes. Well, let's go on 42 minutes. But this was my first Steel Reserve video, 2026. Stay tuned for more. Got a couple more. Did not buy any beers till now, but Wolfman, same Wolfman, same Wolf name, same Wolf channel, same Wolf time, Wolfman.